Hello, Earthlings. This is Scoop here to let you know that our little blue-green planet continues to spin madly around on its axis, causing the creatures who live on the surface to get dizzy and bump into each other, making news. And here are some stories about life in the food chain and who's eating whom. We begin at the Environmental Protection Agency and the newly created Amphibian Crisis Committee, which is not about a plague of frogs. This committee monitors reports from around the world about frogs disappearing and frogs mutating, and they are not mutating into princes. Many scientists believe that frogs are getting too much sun due to vanishing ozone. And just consider the consequences of frogs disappearing. If there are fewer frogs, then there will be a lot more mosquitoes. If there are fewer frogs, then the snakes will have to slither into the suburbs to find new sources of food. And if there are fewer frogs, what will the French people do? As those New Age folks say, it's all connected. And some experts believe the frogs are an early warning system for all of us with skin. But let's take the deep ecology point of view, which asks us to value nature for its own sake, not just for how it affects humans. So we might try to see frogs as leading important froggy lives. They have good days, bad days, mothers, children. Remember, Froggy went a-courtin'? But if you can't work up any feeling for the frogs, how about the birds? Biologists say that 2/3 of the bird species on Earth are in decline, including the canary, which isn't even in the coal mine anymore. Perhaps you might be distressed to learn that the number of songbirds in the United States has decreased by 75% since the 60s, taking their songs with them. Which brings us to the fact that we are now living through one of the biggest species die-offs in all of biological history. More species going extinct today at a faster rate than ever before. And the main reason seems to be the burgeoning human herds, we won't mention any names, spreading across the planet and consuming everything in their path like a plague of very large locusts. The tragic results can be found on the endangered species list, which reads like a who's who of the animal world. All of our favorites from the TV nature shows are on the list. The lions, tigers, elephants, and gorillas, the jaguar, leopard, rhinoceros, many species of monkey. All of the animals of our fairy tales and mythologies are facing extinction. The bears, the whales, and the wolves. All of the creatures of our dreams and our poetry are dying. Many species of deer and parrot, the giant sable antelope, the giant armadillo, the Mongolian beaver, the Mexican bobcat, the American alligator, the Jamaican boa constrictor, 15 species of turtle, and the thin-spined porcupine. The endangered species list should be posted in public places, read aloud in churches and schools, updated regularly in newspapers. Maybe every time a particular species makes the list, we should put its picture on milk cartons like a missing child. Otherwise, how will we know? And every time a species is officially declared extinct, we should have a worldwide wake, a saying goodbye forever, and then put up a statue somewhere of this species that no longer exists on Earth. Maybe each of us should adopt an endangered species. Find a life form you feel fond of. See what you can do to save it from extinction. It's now or never, Earthlings. Become lion-hearted, foxy, howl for the wolf, pray for the mantis, stand up for the right to arm bears, and ask not for whom the frog croaks. It croaks for thee. And this is Scoop saying, if you don't like the news, go out and make some of your own. But take heart. Take heart. We can all take heart. We can take heart because the speed and greed era cannot last. It will not last. Either we will discipline ourselves and stop it, or nature will stop it for us.